If you're a first responder and your belief system and what you're doing and in the job itself is totally destroyed and you no longer have any belief whatsoever in what you're doing, and your mindset is basically, what's the point? I'm not doing any good anyways. This video is for you. We're going to show you what's going on and how to turn it around. Let's chat about it.
Let's talk about it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Aaron Smith, retired police officer. I work with burned out first responders who are struggling mentally, emotionally, having trouble reconnecting with their purpose, and quite frankly, are looking to get back to at least baseline normal, if not above. Today's video, we're going to talk about your belief system. Now, typically we get into this job because we have a specific belief system. We believe that we're going to go out there and serve other people. We're going to make a difference. We're going to go out and change the world. And oftentimes when you hear first responders during a job interview, when asked why you got into the job in the first place, they'll say something like, I just like to help people, or I want to serve my community. And those are all noble things. And at the root of it, that's exactly what we want to do. But along the way, you just don't believe in it anymore. You've gotten to such a point and your brain is so rewired for stress and trauma and anxiety that you're even questioning of whether this is what you want to do anymore. Is this what is really going on? And unfortunately, by the time you realize that this is happening, you're already beyond that point.
Didn't sign up for this.
You're burned out, your relationships suck, your marriage is in the tank, you hate the job, so on and so forth. And the statistics back it up because quite frankly, you just don't believe in the job anymore. You think it's everybody else. You think it's something else. And we don't really hit the core problem. You were selected to this job or you got into this job because of this core belief system. And nobody taught you how to recognize that your belief is getting damaged. Your why is slowly going down the drain. And what am I supposed to do? You just stay stuck in it. Your job has reinforced it. The academies that you went to have trained this into you. In fact, you have to stay strong and have core set of beliefs. But when those get damaged, when you no longer believe in what you're doing, how are you supposed to reach out? What are you supposed to do? Because oftentimes, like I said earlier, we don't recognize it even in ourselves. So why aren't we reaching out?
Don't know, you tell me.
Because that same mental toughness, that same resiliency that taught you to be strong on the job is keeping you from hitting the pause button and reaching out for help. And along the way, that belief system that's being eroded was just enforced by more and more trauma, by more and more inner circle validation of other coworkers that you're surrounded with that believe the same thing you do. And I'm going to tell you what that belief system looked like in my life. It looked like somebody who was struggling. From the outside, from a job perspective, it looked really good. I was functional, I was professional, I was out there doing the job and doing it very efficiently. I was showing up. Again, I was pushing through. And what nobody saw, what I was struggling with for a long time, is what was actually going on underneath the vest, underneath the uniform when I got home, when I checked out of work. I was completely ignoring the impact that the job was having on me. Not because I didn't feel it, because I had a belief system that admitting it and allowing myself to feel it was kind of frowned upon. It was taboo in our culture and still is to this day. So what did I do? I pushed harder. And the pressure that should have been released, the stress, the anxiety, the withholding everything that I was really feeling on the inside, the emotional weight of, at the time, 18 years of work, that had to go somewhere. It went home. It came through in avoidance, shutting down, checking out, being physically there, but mentally and emotionally completely wiped out and absent at the same time. It would come through in anger, in hair trigger irritability, in social shutdown, in isolation, in a bad outlook and pessimism towards everything. And this had nothing to do with these small things that would set it off, that would trigger it, that would conjure up that irritability. Nothing to do whatsoever with those small things. Nothing to do with what the family was doing, what was going on at home. At home, they didn't get the first responder or the husband or the father. They got this pressure valve that just let loose once I got home, once I got out of the uniform. And for so long, I just had myself convinced that this is the way that it is. This is the outcome of the job. This is what the job has done to me. This is what society looks like. This is what everything is going to be from here on out. Because at the time, asking for help or reaching out meant that I couldn't handle the situation. I couldn't handle my own emotions. And for that period of time, I could not allow myself to believe that. And here's what I want you to understand about belief systems, because this is very critical. A belief is not just a thought, it is a system and a filter through which we interpret everything. Everything that happens to you, everything that's said to you, every experience that you have out there on the streets is filtered through that belief system. And when that filter says that being vulnerable or needing help or needing to push pause or saying, hey, time out, when that comes up, it gets suppressed because you avoid acknowledging it. You avoid seeing the signs, you avoid the conversations. Most importantly, you avoid that mirror. And while you're busy avoiding all of that stuff, this spiral continues. Because here's the truth about unaddressed pain, unaddressed anger, unaddressed anxiety. It does not and cannot stay the same size. It grows, the pain deepens, not only for you, but for your loved ones. First responders who do not acknowledge the struggle of what the job has done, the damage to their belief systems, do not stay the same. The level of struggle doesn't stay the same. They go deeper, it gets darker, it gets heavier. Relationships get more strained, the anger gets more intense, the avoidance becomes more prevalent and more frequent, and that numbness goes deeper. The distance from the people you love grows wider and wider. And your belief system, while not asking for help, thinks that's protecting you. It's doing the exact opposite. It's keeping you in that spiral again that goes deeper and darker. And the longer you hold on to it, the harder it's going to be to reverse it. The struggle to find your way back becomes bigger and bigger, a harder challenge. And right now, I want to offer you a different definition of being strong, of strength, because that belief that you've been operating in is absolutely broken. Strength is not the absence of a struggle, of depression, of anxiety, of having trouble, of falling out and not really enjoying the job, whatever the case may be in your relationships. The strength is what you do with it, how you turn it around, how you become transparent and say, like, this has got to stop. This is not what I want. This is not how I envision things to turn out. And the strongest thing you can do is not running into danger, which you do on a daily basis. You get used to that. You're expected to do that. You're not expected to reach out for help. You're not expected to say, you know what, I need to be a little bit transparent here and say, my relationship is struggling. My belief system is being broken, and I don't think that I'm making a bit of difference out here. I'm really having a hard time with this, and I don't think that I can continue in the same mode that I've been running in for months or maybe years at a time. That requires more courage than going out there on the road. Think about the people that you respected most in your career. The guys that are going out there every day, running into the fights, the calls, running into the burning buildings, the accidents, whatever you do as a first responder. Think about those people, the people that you would trust with your life. The thing that makes them trustworthy is not that they never struggle. It's that they're actually honest about it. They're being real about it. They can be transparent and vulnerable about it. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you weaker. It starts showing you that you can deal with it, that you can build resiliency and come back stronger and still do the job, still be engaged, and still go out there every day and do what you need to do.
That's what I'm talking about.
The biggest part is they don't let it fester and become a poison. They don't let it fester and become a poison to everybody else around them and pretend that it's not there. Asking for help is not what weak people do. It's what people do who are serious about getting better, about building resilience, about manning up or leveling up. It's what people do who love their families enough to admit that some things need to change and they're going to put in the work. It's what people who honestly respect themselves enough do to make things better for them and the people that they love and the people that love them. That's not being soft. That's the actual hardest work and the courage that it takes in order to start turning some of these things around. So what are you actually going to do with all of this? The first step, and I mean the first step, I talk about this all the time, is awareness and accountability. Not fixing, not a program, not calling a therapist thinking that this is going to change in one day or just for the fact of saying that this is what you're doing. It's just simply this. Look at what the job has created in you or created you to be. It's not the job's fault. It's not your family's fault. It's not your spouse's fault.
Whose fault is it? deep.
It's what has happened to you as the result of the career that you've chosen and what that has cost the people around you that love you and care for you. It's not comfortable. And for most first responders, it's the absolute hardest thing that they've ever had to do, despite the career path that you're in. The bottom line is you cannot start to change beliefs that you have not looked in the mirror and examined. And you can't change a belief that you are too proud to admit that you have. The belief that that vulnerability that you have is a weakness, and that's been with you for a very long time. That was with me for 18 years, but beliefs can change. And in upcoming videos, we're going to explain and walk through challenging and changing those belief systems, rewiring those thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in order to start getting you back to where you need to be, to challenge that belief system that you have right now of being vulnerable and asking for help and knowing that change has to occur for you to get back to the version of yourself you need to be, first and foremost for yourself, but secondly for your family. Because the pain of staying where you are isn't going to stay where you are. If you do nothing about it, it's going to continue to spiral and get worse. The pressure is going to build up. The stress, the anxiety in the family is going to continue to build up until something breaks. Something's eventually going to give. I'm living proof of that. This isn't just something that I coach. This isn't theory. This is stuff that I have lived through. And I'm telling you and challenging right now to start looking at your belief system and figuring out a way, which we're going to walk through in some of these videos, to start changing that belief system and restructuring new beliefs, new thoughts, new emotions, and new behaviors. So if you got something out of this video, appreciate it if you commented below. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if this is information that is helpful and useful to you. And better yet, or even on top of that, not better yet, because this is for you, if it's something that you can share with a brother, sister, or a loved one, we'd appreciate that also. There's a link below also if you want a quick coaching consultation, no pressure, just an honest conversation. We work with first responders all the time, and these are the exact same systems and programs we set in place to enact this change that we're going to be talking about here in the future. Until then, that's the end of this video. We'll see you at the next one.